Today is the 20th day of the second month in the ninth year of Channel Group, April 1st, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. Chanjin, Champumanim ke Tongbe Maro. Let us recite Kajong Mengse.
가정맹세 1. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상천국과 천상천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주 대가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
For our opening prayer, may I request Ms. Tanden J. Ladimo.
Good morning, leaders, elders, brothers, and sisters. Please join me in my prayer. I request everyone to please bow down your head and feel the presence of the Lord. 사랑하시는 하늘 부모님, 천지인 참 부모님 감사합니다. 사랑합니다. Our dearest loving Heavenly Father, we would like to give thanks to you for this precious gift of life that you've given to us. Thank you for this opportunity that we gathered here in our morning devotion as one family that may manifest and reflect your heavenly kingdom on earth. You are asking your holy presence to join us and breathe life into our ideas and decisions in everyday living. Give us the strength to continue working on our portion of responsibility even in the midst of pandemic. There's nothing to hinder us to accomplish our responsibility in the pursuit of your goodness and truth. Give us the spiritual food that we need to strengthen our life of faith, the spiritual aspect, to become a shining example of your greatness and truth. Father, we are so sorry for our shortcomings and limitations, as we know that we are not worthy to be called by our ancestors to be here. But if we can't do it, then who else? Father, forgive us, for we doubt ourselves and sometimes weaken our life of faith. But we always look unto you, and you always lifted us and wipe our tears and worries away. You are so great, Father. Thank you for sending our true parents here on earth so that we can be able to realize our purpose in life and we can be able to follow your footsteps. and restore our ancestors. Thank you, Father, for your everlasting love. May we can live we can wipe your tearful heart and thousands of years in everything that we can do, centering upon you. May our motivation to do the task given to us may bring happiness to you. We love you, our loving Heavenly Father, and our true parents. This I ask and pray in true parents' name, Jew.
To let us offer our individual prayer. Let us all offer our morning greetings. Good morning, heavenly parents and true parents. Good morning, everyone. So again, good morning, everyone. So today is April 1, 2021. It's a new day, a new hope, and a new month for all of us. So for our Hundok reading, let me request Humi Suzuki.
So good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents. Good morning to our leaders, elders, and brothers and sisters. Today's Hundok prayer reading is from the book Mother of Peace, a memoir by Hakcha Hanmun. Chapter 8, The Mother Builds the Family builds the World. Continuation. Through the true man-woman relationship, each perfects the other and becomes one with the other. Each is a part of the other in the creation of a greater whole, embodied as a child, as a family, as a nation, and as the world. At this time, women need to follow heaven's way, attend true parents, and become central figures who, together with men, bring forth a new world based on the culture of heart. We need to rid ourselves of fallen traits and realize the original culture, bringing to fruition the nation and world of goodness and love long sought by humanity. This begins at the center of the world, the home where each woman embraces her husband as the embodiment of true love and raises their sons and daughters with the heart of a true parent. Based upon God's providence, my husband and I have called women to take the lead in the creation of families that embody God's original plan, families in which the wife lives for her husband, the husband for his wife, the parents for their children, and children for their parents. Such a family will overflow with love and God's blessings will come to stay. Women need to walk the path of a true mother and at the same time the path of a true wife and the path of true daughter. Women have the magical power to create harmony and to soften hearts. Brides build bridges. The world of the future can be a world of reconciliation and peace, but only if it is based on the maternal love and affection of women. This is the true power of womanhood. The time has come for the power of true womanhood to save the world. The new age centers on womanhood. At the end of May in 2016, the Nations hosted its Education for Global Citizenship conference in Gyeongju, South Korea. The UN Secretary General and more than 4,000 representatives of non-governmental organizations, NGOs, from 100 nations came together and held discussions on how to create a brighter world. At that conference, the UN selected the Women's Federation for World Peace to be a part of the discussions as one of the small number of NGOs with consultative status in recognition of its genuine and wide-ranging activities for peace over the years. It seemed as if just a few days had passed since the Women's Federation was taking its first steps to establish itself in the world. In that moment, WFWP's spirit of peace and service, which we had practiced with devotion throughout the world, shone brightly. The inception of the Women's Federation traces back to 1991. In September of that year, some 7,000 women, including the wife of the Japanese Prime Minister, came together in Tokyo, Japan, to inaugurate the Women's Federation for Peace in Asia. As the founder, I gave a speech entitled The True Love Movement, Bringing Salvation to Asia and the World. The next year, I gave a speech to 50,000 people in the Tokyo Dome, a crowd that had gathered with only 15 days' notice. I spoke with passion burning deep within, and many hearts were moved. The following April, 160,000 women from 70 countries gathered in Seoul. 4,000 buses created a traffic jam downtown as they conveyed these crowds to the main Olympic Stadium. This tremendous number of women leaders had come to participate in the proclamation of the era of women. The Women's Federation for World Peace was born on that day. This was not to be just one more women's organization, but a mirror reflecting this new age. My speech that day provided a compass to guide humankind out of the world of war, violence, and conflict and into the ideal world of one human family led by men and women in harmony, overflowing with love and peace. Over the months following that event, I traveled the world to encourage women leaders and launch a true women's movement that could win the hearts of both men and women. I joyfully met with leaders from all walks of life, and we held women's conferences successfully all over the world. Until now, neither men nor women have known the true value of womanhood. As a result, men have not approached women with authentic appreciation. To break that mold, women in modern times have campaigned to advance their rights and achieve liberation from past restrictions. They have, for the most part, taken a position of complaint against men and channeled their energy into political movements to change laws. With a different perspective, I launched the Women's Federation for World Peace as a movement to awaken women to their true value and help them embrace men and develop themselves in partnership with men. To be a clear mirror that reflects this age, each woman first needs to be clear and pure within herself. Each needs to find the indomitable power within that is necessary to overcome self-centeredness. She needs to become a true daughter who attends her parents with filial piety and a true wife who completes her husband with fidelity and devotion. Moreover, she needs to become a true mother who raises her sons and daughters with love and dedication. She needs to form a family of true love that attends God. God will raise up such true women as leaders on the path to world peace. True.
Aju. Thank you very much, Fumi Suzuki. By the way, Fumi Suzuki is one of our second generation here in Bicol region and the president of the Blessed Children Committee in our region as well. So thank you very much for the reading. So if we really receive, let's give a hand to God and true parents. Yes, thank you very much. So for now, let's move on to the next program, which will be the 10 points of gratitude. And for that, may we join me in welcoming our one of our blessed family member here in Bicol region. Also, she's the president of Women's Federation for World Peace Bicol region. Let us all welcome me, Ma'am Maria Delilah S. Valesa.
You. Okay, before I speak of gratitude, let me tell you that by the word itself, gratitude has come from the Latin word gratus, which means to say thankful or grateful attitude or character. I have made these 10 lines of gratitude last night. So the first one, I am thankful for Heavenly Parent, true parents, for giving us a chance to live our life with so much to be thankful for the gift of life, for showing us the right path and the setting an exemplary life of faith and devotion. Second, I appreciate that I am so grateful and honored to give my gratitude to all of you brothers and sisters who are in the front line of faith and absolute obedience to the call of our true parents. Third, I am and all of us should be grateful for our leaders and elders who have sacrificed their lives to change or to continue to move forward and remain strong internally to face life's challenges without complaining. Fourth, I am ever thankful for all the missionaries, world leaders, religious leaders, all fellow men in search of peace and unity and reunification of North and South Korea. Fifth, I am forever grateful to offer my life for the sake of all the people, to pursue a sacrificial life of faith in vertical alignment with heavenly parents and true parents. Sixth, I am so thankful in my prayers to have experienced so many beautiful and wonderful things and wonderful memories that happened to my life as blessed family, as a parent, as a sister, and as a friend. 7, I am so grateful for all the young people in the International Youth and Student for Peace who are striving hard to move forward and inspire people around to do the same and follow your mission and vision for a Universal Peace Federation. 7, grateful for all the young people Seventh, I am also grateful and thankful that you are all well appreciated, all the old family members who, despite all the trials and difficulties that they are or we encounter in life, we choose to move forward and follow true Father's legacy. 9, I am so grateful for all the life's challenges that it bind us together to embrace sacrifice more and follow a sacrificial life without complaining. And 10, all these 10 points of gratitude can never be seen but can only be experienced from the heart. Gratitude is pausing to notice and appreciate the things that we often take for granted. Thank you so much, Aju.
Yes, thank you very much, Ate Lai or Ma'am Lai. Yes, truly and indeed, it was really a gratification for today that we have you, especially, by the way, po, Atilay is one of our very passionate supporter in all the departments of FFWPU, especially NYSP, through her captainship in the Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary. Yeah, so again, thank you very much, Atilay or Ma Maria Delilah Valencia. Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, so moving on for us to get inspired and to receive this kind of morning vibes, let us all witness and enjoy the performance of the one of our second generation again here in Bicol region, a daughter of our Chonbo couple, Mr. and Mrs. Estolano, with the song Lead Me Back to You for our offering song.
City lights burn bright in the dark of night. Footsteps echo the chilly wind. I have walked the dead end of this road. I am lonely and cold. City lights give me no more delight, no more meaning in all I do. Thought I could live without you. Now I'm lonely and cold. Father, Father, lead me back to you. Your soothing presence is all I need. I am lost and cold within myself. Warm me with your embrace. Shadows come and stay at the break of light. The red has risen from the dead. Doves take flight and won't come back again. I am restless and scared. Tempest roar and rage inside of me. Murky water wash dreams away. Where is hope that I may hope again? Now I'm restless and scared. Father, Father, lead me back to you. Do not hide your face from me.
Yes, thank you very much, Sister Shinny Estelano, for that really a very warm voice. And how's your feeling right now? How do you miss True Father? Or how do we determine our our motivation towards our goal together with our true mother? That's the insight I just got from that song. How about you, our brothers and sisters? So anyways, thank you very much for that song. I hope that song could truly prepare us to receive more inspirations, and most especially through the message that we will be receiving for today's morning devotion. All right, so without further ado, let us all welcome now our beloved national leader, none other than Reverend Leo Angelo Halo. Let's all welcome with a virtual applause.
Thank you very much, our sister Jen Dan. First, I would like to greet our Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Good morning, Heavenly Parents and True Parents. To all our beloved leaders, the central families, brothers and sisters, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Annyeonghaseyo, brothers and sisters from Korea. Ohayo gozaimasu, brothers and sisters from Japan, and all our beloved brothers and sisters who are watching all over the world. Good morning to all of you. So welcome po ulit to our Honduke. Thank you for everyday joining and coming together, attending our Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Thank you to our beloved brothers and sisters from Region 5 for hosting our Honduke today. Thank you for our second generation's wonderful offering song. Yeah, our second generation, they are really talented. Really, True Parents is really so happy to see our second generation really offering praises and glory to Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Also, I'm grateful to listen from the gratitude points of our beloved elder sister, Mrs. Delilah. Thank you for sharing your gratitude points. And also, we would like to congratulate din po ang Region 5, Bicol Region, for receiving an award, being awarded by the DSWD recently, few days ago. Yeah, so they gave the report also. We will also report this. Thank you so much for all your investment and hard work in Bicol Region. Really now the government is recognizing the work of our organization, the work of True Parents. So really, we are living in really different era, different time. We are truly grateful. Thank you once again for all your hard work. So let's study together. So this morning I would like to share with you this. So today is April 1st, already fourth month of this year, 2021. So today is our day 61 in our morning devotion. This morning, I would like to share with you this topic entitled also, almost connected also with True Parents, True Mother's Memoir today. Marriage makes a man and a woman complete. Yeah, so Father mentioned that schools needs to teach about marriage and family. So yesterday also we had the BOT meeting with our IPLC and Sonhwa. So I was reminded again how important and really valuable our schools. These are the only schools that are teaching about marriage and family, right? So Father mentioned in our previous Sundukes that schools needs to teach about marriage and family. As we could see, all the problems actually in our society now are actually rooted in the family. People are ignorant about the value and importance of marriage and family. So they don't know the importance. So schools should be actually giving more emphasis about these teachings. Because people are also thinking of how to solve the problems in our society. But somehow they have some idea, but of course it's very, very limited. But if only people will going to understand about the value of family, the value of marriage, and then they give emphasis to this, the government will going to focus, then we can eventually solve all these problems working together with the government. That's why And today I would like to share again about this topic regarding marriage and family. Marriage makes a man and woman complete. So true father said, man and woman marry to become complete. So a man by himself or a woman by herself is only one half. They marry to become complete. The love that you should perfect in your marriage is not egoistic love based on the belief that you live to gratify yourself. That kind of love is temporary and false. You should think that you are not born for your own sake, but for the sake of your partner. Then you should give and forget, give and forget. True love begins from that point. So, Father said man is only half by himself, or a woman by herself is only half. So, in order for us to be complete, we need to marry. That's why in the Bible it's actually very clearly stated God created man and woman, yeah, in His image. But many people are thinking that as a person already we can resemble God alone. So this is really wrong. This kind of understanding only when man and woman become one, right? Because of this selfish culture that we have, and then this really wrong understanding. Especially we are living in Christian world. That's why very individualistic. They're thinking that by their own they can resemble heavenly parent. They can complete themselves on their own, right? So, but true parents is teaching very clearly, emphasizing the teachings of all religions and really making everything clear for people to understand. That's why as a man, as a woman, we are only half. The only way for us to resemble heavenly parent and for us to really become complete is when we marry. So the love that you should perfect in your marriage is not egoistic love based on the belief that you live to gratify yourself. That kind of love is temporary and false. So we marry not only to gratify ourselves, right? So if we are thinking like this, Father said many people are getting married just for this purpose. They are only thinking to gratify themselves, for them to be happy. Really, this kind of selfish thinking and motivation of getting married, this is the ones that destroying our society. That kind of love is temporary and false, Father said. So you should think that you are not born for your own sake, but for the sake of your partner. Then you should give and forget, give and forget. True love begins from that point. So where true love begins, Father said, is it begins from here. When you think that you are born not for yourself, but for the sake of your partner, then you continue to give and forget this kind of lifestyle. Then true love begins from here, Father said. So that's why it's really important to understand this basic knowledge, right? That so that we can help people not to live life selfishly, only thinking about themselves. When people understand that they are born for their partner, and then they are born to give and forget. This is the essence and purpose of our life, right? And then true love begins from there. Father said, man is born for woman. Woman is born for man. Living for others is the basic rule of the existing world. All things are created for others, and nothing was created for itself. Hence, man was not born for man. He was born for woman. Woman was not born for woman, but for man. Whether beautiful or ugly, every woman exists for the sake of a man. All the characteristics and emotions of man and woman are designed for each other, not for themselves. When the partners in a marriage say to each other, I was born for you, I will live for you, and I will die for you, they are considered an ideal, happy couple. This is indeed correct from the perspective of the basic rule of the existing world. This is the starting point of true love. So how can we determine, sabi ni Father dito, an ideal or happy couple? If they could reach this level when each of them in marriage say to each other, I was born for you, I will live for you, and I will die for you. If couple can, say these things, between each other, then they can be considered an ideal or happy couple. You know, it was really interesting how we could meet our spouse, right? We came from maybe different corners of the world. You know, first time we meet each other, and then some first they just meet each other and then immediately blessing. You know, in the outside world, right? The practice is completely different. People in the outside world, first they need to love each other, or in the beginning they have this kind of feeling before marrying, right? How can you marry someone? They're saying, you know, if you don't love her or him, right? But for us, it's really completely different, right? And then even, love, it's not something that, there's a saying that sabi nila love at first sight. Actually, it's not true. Walang ganung word na, love at first sight. Love is something that you need to nurture, you need to develop. It's like a seed, right? When you planted something, it takes time to grow. The same is true. Ang love, ganun din ang love, right? So it's really, really important. So how can we develop such love, with how we were, blessed, how the process of, meeting each other from different corners of the world, from maybe, from north and from south, meeting each other, or from east and west. So there's no love yet, when you meet each other, right? But how can you, grow and nurture that love until one day, as you grow older, as a couple, you develop, certain, very deep love, actually, that one day you can tell your spouse, right? I really was born for you. I will live for you. I will die for you. This is what is amazing with the blessing. Outside people in the beginning, it seems like they love each other. But actually, that love is actually self-centered. They love because, that person can, can make them happy. So it's like, using someone to just fulfill their own happiness. That's the reason why they love that. But if they are not happy anymore, if that person is not making them happy anymore, then that love is already gone. They don't love the person anymore, right? So really, this is the reality in our society now. People are playing about love because they are ignorant. That's why the blessing is amazing. The matching, the blessing is amazing. Can you imagine? That's why we can see now our older couples, how much they, really love each other, our true parents, right? Father and mother. When we see them in public, when father is still here on earth, we can see how really amazing they are as a couple, right? How they love each other, and then even though they're already old, how it's really amazing this process that we have done through. That's why each couples we have different stories to tell, but only all of us can prove how amazing the blessing is, how amazing God is, right? And then how amazing true love is, that you nurture and develop in your relationship. It's not that it came immediately, right? But you together, both husband and wife, you nurture this love together. Right? So Father is saying here, whether beautiful or ugly, every woman exists for the sake of a man. All the characteristics and emotions of a man and a woman are designed for each other, not for themselves. This is very important point. Sabi ni Father, our characteristics and emotions. So sometimes, you cannot understand the emotion of a person, a man, whether a man or a woman. Sometimes, if they are not married yet, especially if they are already aging then, sometimes you cannot understand anymore their emotion, because that emotion should be towards certain person, towards the spouse, right? That's why this is important point. That's why everything in the universe, there is time period. Kaya nga tayo rin, minsan, kapag nalampasan na natin yung age ng pag-aasawa, sometimes even us ourselves, we cannot understand our own self. Why? Because that emotion that you have, that should be for your spouse, right? So otherwise, you cannot understand yourself why you are acting like that. That's why it's very important. There's certain time in our life that we need really to marry. We really need to marry. That's why it's really important. Now, many times we are being educated. Also, what age? That's why ngayon we are encouraging our young brothers and sisters to be matched at this age. Adam and Eve were, at the age of 16, 17, 18, kaya ngayon mga second gen din natin. Right? Because this is really important point sa buhay natin. Actually, this is really the purpose of our life. Right? Maturing ourselves, our character, and then entering to the second stage of life, husband and wife relationship. Really it will make all cells of your body function if we follow absolutely this path of our life. Time period, important din yan siya. In nature, we can see. Many times we are discussing about nature. You can see in the animals, in the plant world, you can see certain time period. Pag, halimbawa, yung mga aso nakikita nan sa kalsada or other creatures, when the time that they are making love, at the right time, always at the right time, they are not missing the right time. Kaya it's really important for us. Our characteristics, our emotions is designed for each other. Kaya minsan kapag na-miss natin yung right time, even as we became confused, even for ourselves, because the emotions that we have basically should be dedicating to someone. Sa spouse mo na dapat yan, certain period. That's why this is really important. Right? So, we are born for our spouse. Man is born for woman. Woman is born for man. That's why it's really, really important. That's why while studying, even we are studying in school, young brothers and sisters, young members should be thinking about this. I need to prepare for marriage. Dapat ito yung isang pinaghahandaan. Not only for career. Of course, career is important. What you want to do in your life. You're studying, ganito, ganyan. But in the same way, in parallel to that, you need to prepare of your married life. Meeting your spouse one day. Many people, they prepare so much. Nakalimutan na ang pag-aasawa. Nakalimutan na yung pinaka-importante sa buhay. Right? That's why, even though they have everything, their life is full of problems. Right? That's why it's very important how grateful we are to true parents, teaching the importance of getting married, the value of man and woman, that a man is for woman, woman is for man. Right? We are born not for ourselves. We are born for our partner. So living for others is the basic rule of the existing world. That's why we cannot just think for ourselves. We have to think always for others. We are born for other people, for our spouse. So this is indeed correct from the perspective of the basic rule of the existing world. This is the starting point of true love. So man and woman, when they become one, and then, develop and nurture this kind of love until one day, they can really build that true love that, each can say, I was born for you, I live for you, and die for you. Then this is the ideal and happy couple. Father said, Aju? Father said, we desire to have a good partner in life. Young men and women aspire to become great individuals. They want to build a good family and become good parents. Yet at the same time, they feel that they are lacking something within themselves. That is why whether a man or woman, they desire to have a good partner in their life. For the same reason, people wish to have children who are better than themselves. How wonderful it would be if we could complement our weaknesses through our counterpart. All people, when they love each other, carry such a desire deep in their hearts. So actually, lahat naman ng tao, all of us, we desire to have a good partner. Pag magpapamatch tayo, I want like this, but actually before thinking of, the ideal from your spouse, first we need to create ideal in ourselves. We need to make ourselves ideal first. What we wanted to receive, we need to build ourselves to become that kind of person. This is the problem sometimes sa atin. We always desire, that's why kaya ngayon we really need BFD, and they're really working very hard sa Ate Dulce in the Philippines, right? Educating our, I think not only in the Philippines, is one, all nations, we have this kind of problem. Sa matching, maraming mga nabi-break, di ba? Because what? People are always desiring for a good partner. I want like this, I want like that, we have some standards. But the problem, we are not setting a standard for ourselves. Dapat nga ang mindset natin, pag magpapamatch tayo, dapat sana matanggap ako ng makakamatch ko. Ganun sana ang mindset natin for our young brothers and sisters who are, joining matching. Yun sana. So always, continuously, we have to continue to develop yung sarili natin. Right? whoever will be our spouse. Most importantly, they can accept us, right? So we need to work on improving and developing ourselves every day. Aju? So before desiring of having a good partner, dapat tayo muna rin improve yung sarili natin. Ganon din sa relationship ng husband and wife. Before you expect your spouse to become, to do these things to you, dapat ikaw din una sana. You have to serve your spouse, love your spouse, do everything for your spouse. And then it will naturally come back to you. The law of give and take, right? It will naturally. But what happens for people, even sa atin din, sometimes we are also experiencing these problems because we expect so much from our spouse. Instead of giving more, we expect so much, right? So young men and women aspire to become great individuals. They want to build a good family and become good parents. This is all our desire. Yet at the same time, they feel that they are lacking something within themselves. Sabi ni Father, that is why whether a man or woman, they desire to have a good partner in life kasi nga gusto nila magkaroon ng magandang buhay. But actually, hindi naman yung spouse mo yan nakadepende. But it is yourself. Right? Tayo. We can change our environment actually. So for the same reason, Father said, people wish to have children who are better than themselves. How wonderful it would be if we could complement our weaknesses through our counterpart. All people, when they love each other, carry such a desire deep in their hearts. So everybody, because we are not perfect yet, everyone has still weaknesses. Kaya nga when you meet your spouse, dapat your spouse will complement your weaknesses. Dapat ganun yung husband and wife. What is lacking for the spouse need to complement by the partner. They need to. That's the way to complete one another. Aju? So all people, when they love each other, carry such a desire deep in their hearts. Bakit ngayon continuously increasing ang naghihiwalay na mag-asawa, nagdi-divorce? Last time I received a report sa HTM natin na in the Philippines, parang there are only like 1 million people na married. Ibig sabihin, many people are living here in our country, they are not married actually. Hindi sila mag-asawa, they're just living together. Ang dami na nilang anak pero hindi pa rin kasal. Can you imagine this kind? How can we build an ideal world with this kind of situation? People are ignorant about this core unit in the society. Kaya nga ngayon talaga we can understand clearly how important yung ginagawa natin sa HTM, Tribal Messiah. Can you imagine in our society, in this nation with 108 million people, tapos parang 1 million lang daw yung kasal? So, tapos baka yung kasal pa na yung mga naghiwalay na. This kind of chaotic world where we are living. Kaya nga now people can see the work of our movement. Now they are really very inspired. Can you imagine what true parents have started? Really developing and really improving families. This is really the only solution. Wala nang ibang solution. That's why tayo rin, when we meet our spouse through matching, na blessed tayo, we really need to build ideal families no matter what. Loving each other as husband and wife. Right? Really continuously improving ang sarili natin for our spouse. Do not expect too much from your spouse. This is the main reason why, people separate, fight each other. They expect so much. But we have to focus on what we can give to our spouse. What we can give to our spouse. Even we are very tired sometimes. When we arrive home, we need to serve our spouse. We need to, clean the toilet, wash the dishes. These are very, very basic and practical. But this is what makes ideal relationship. Even sometimes yung lalaki, pagdating sa bahay, sabi niya, pagod na nga ako sa trabaho, pagdating ko pa sa bahay, ganito, ganyan. Sinisisi yung wife, ganitong klaseng situation, right? That's why we cannot build, ideal families, always fighting husband and wife. That's why this is a really important point. For those who are about to join the matching, do not expect too much, right? And then, the thinking that you have that you're expecting like this kind of person, you have to make yourself like that first. That is the first thing, right? You have to make yourself ideal of what you are expecting from your spouse. If not, you don't have any qualification to expect certain person if you are not making yourself like that, right? That's why focusing on improving and developing our own self. This is the only way to really build ideal relationship, good husband and wife relationship, ideal family. Everything starts from here. Aju? That's why when we have our children, we desire to have our children better than ourselves. So in order for us also to raise that kind of children, we have to really become better parents. We have to really, become ideal parents. That will be the foundation of our children to become better than us. Aju? Aju. Really, really amazing. We can learn everything in the family. Truly, the family is the school of love, right? This is where we can really, the foundation of building ideal world. Now we are working on building an ideal society, ideal nation, ideal world. But the more we have to focus in building ideal families. We have to multiply through our HTM, through Tribal Messiah, and really making our families ideal, more better and better each day, right? Our relationship as husband and wife, parents and children. This is really amazing. This is the only solution. This is the only solution in building an ideal world. That's why everything starts, from getting married, joining the matching, blessing, all these things are interconnected in building ideal society, ideal world. Aju? So Father said, God made man and woman as divided embodiments of himself. Woman has a feminine nature and man has a masculine nature. God made them as divided embodiments of himself. How can they come together as one? It's through true love. Having formerly been divided, when they come together, they will experience how strong the love is that God had been holding within himself. Otherwise, they would never know God's love. So, Father said, God made man and woman as divided embodiments of himself. So, how can they come together as one? Through true love. Giving themselves for their partner, sacrificing themselves for their partner. So Father said, having been formerly divided, when they come together, they will experience how strong the love is that God had been holding within himself. Otherwise, they would never know God's love. So the only way to understand God's love, God, man and woman is embodiment, divided embodiment of God himself. And then when this man and woman come together through true love, that's the time they can experience how strong the love that God had been holding within himself. So otherwise, we cannot understand God's love. That's why when man and woman come together, that's the time they can really feel Heavenly Parents' love. Aju? Aju. That's why as individual, as single, we can never feel God's love. That's why part of our plans sa buhay natin, goals sa buhay natin, is getting married. When this is really, outside people, how much they prepare for getting married. And then after some time, they separate. Can you imagine this? So, but actually, in their mind, they know how important marriage is. You can see, people outside. The most, prestigious the place they want to be, their wedding, to conduct their wedding, the most, pinakamahal na gown, pinakamahal lahat ng gagamitin nila. They want the most special. So actually, they have this thinking, marriage is important. They know that. They understand. But the deeper value, they don't know. That's why even how much they have invested, how much they have spent to make that marriage very, really amazing, after some time, they separated. Right? This is the reality. And then actually even blessed couple, if we don't understand so much about this, some blessed couples also separated. Reality based on experience. Even though we are blessed, there are certain difficulties in our life. If we don't understand this so much, even blessed couples can separate actually. Even blessed couple can separate without understanding. That's why how much we have to invest in understanding and educating also young brothers and sisters about this. That's why Father said we need to build schools that will educate about this marriage and family. That's why our IPLC and Sonwa, as what I've said before, we really need to multiply this school in Visayas, in Mindanao, so that our second generation young brothers and sisters should study only in our school. Because what school is teaching about marriage and family? No school in the world, right? Only our schools. that true parents have built. So this is the only solution of the problems of the world. If husband and wife, man and woman, come together in true love. Aju? So Father said you can experience love when you embrace your spouse. You have love within you, but by yourself, you cannot know it. You can experience it when you embrace your spouse. When you love your spouse, you feel all the love that was inside you from the beginning. A husband needs his wife more than any other person in the world. The wife needs her husband more than any other person in the world. A husband and wife should be each other's walking stick, companions who are ever advising each other. Wow, this is really amazing. Father said, our spouse, we need our spouse more than any other person in the world. So the jewel of our life is our spouse. Even when we go to the spiritual world, in all relationships on earth, what will surely, keep intact and remain later on. Of course, our relationship with the Heavenly Parent, even when we go to the spiritual world, that is, intact parent and child relationship. But, also, the physical relationship here in the physical world. When your children get married, they move to another place or somewhere. When your parents, also, we leave our parents. Sometimes, but what is the relationship? Even in the spiritual world, husband and wife, never separated. That's why, our Dr. Young before always talks about this, right? Even you go to toilet, that's why you need to practice already, which is, who is really the most important person in our life. We can see our elder couples here. Already they have their children, they have their grandchildren, but they're not always with their children and with their grandchildren, but we could see them always together as husband and wife. Really amazing, right? Even when we go to the spiritual world, husband and wife together, right? Really amazing. That's why more than anybody in the world, the most important person in this world is our spouse, our wife, our husband. A husband and wife should be each other's walking stick, companions who are ever advising each other. Aju, wow, how can we really, make that kind of, relationship become completely one, husband and wife? That's people can see, through your spouse is, like for example, for me, if they could see my wife through me, this kind of relationship, and then they could see through my wife, myself, this kind of relationship that is really inseparable, completely become one. Aju, this is also our goal when we look at elder couples, our brothers and sisters, na mga matagal na silang mag-asawa. Recently, there is the awarding sa US, sa FICA, Philippine International Community, model or outstanding parents. Some of them 47 years married life, almost 50 years of married life. Some of our blessed couples dito ngayon, almost 40 years na silang mga mag-asawa. Really amazing, right? Completely resembling our heavenly parent. That's why how important our spouse is. That's why we have to really dedicate our life serving and attending our spouse, loving our spouse. Aju? Father said, our spouse doesn't only belong to us, but first to God and all mankind. Husbands, the woman standing before you is God's daughter. Also, before she is your wife, she is humanity's daughter. If you can love her as God's beloved daughter and a woman whom all humanity loves, then you are qualified to be her husband. Oh, this is important, Father said. If you can love her as God's beloved daughter and a woman whom all humanity loves, then you are qualified to be her husband. That's only the thing, we can be qualified to be husband if we can love our spouse as God's daughter and as a woman whom all humanity loves. Men who do not respect their wives are not true husbands. Do you have such regard for your wife? If not, you should change even now. Wives, you should not think that your husband only belongs to you. First, he is a son of God. Next, he represents all the men in the world. You should become a woman who can love this man more than all humanity can, and love him more than God loves him. Oh, this is really important point for us. Even me, I'm really reminded, all of us, how, what is our qualification to be able to love our spouse? We know still, even me, myself, still very far. I need to really work harder for this. Even though during our wedding day, I promised to my wife, I will do my best to become the best husband in the world. But, I can only ask my wife already, where am I standing now, right? My wife is the only one can say that. I cannot say I'm already good husband, right? So I need to work harder more, right? Father said here, we can only be qualified to love our spouse if we can love her as God's beloved daughter and as a woman whom humanity loves. The same is true with the wife. So we shouldn't think of our spouse that they are only our spouse. First, thinking that they are God's sons or daughters, right? So you should become, a man or woman that can love this man that all humanity can, and love him more than God loves him. So we need to love our wife, our husbands, more than God loves him or her. Wow, this kind of standard we need to reach. So meaning we need to work harder, right? And really attend our spouse, love our spouse more than anyone. Wow, this is really amazing. Father said, husband represent the right foot and the wife the left foot. When a woman marries, she should be willing to become like her husband's left foot, walking in step with him on their family's path of love for God and all humanity. The husband is like the right foot and the wife is like the left foot. You should not go through life crippled. Therefore, you should marry. Your couple should not walk with a limp. Both the right foot and the left foot should be healthy and strong. If it can walk straight, your couple is destined to live a harmonious married life. That's why sabi ni Father, you should not go through life crippled. You should marry. That's why, those we could see, yung mga matatanda na wala pa ring asawa, these people are, living their life like crippled, Father said. Even in the Philippines, before we have our former president, and he's single. How can he guide our nation? That's why to become also leader this time, the best people to become leader is husband and wife. Otherwise, we are like crippled. So Father is saying here, the husband represent the right foot and the wife the left foot. So both the right foot and the left foot should be healthy and strong. Kailangan both husband and wife. So if it can walk straight, your couple is destined to live a harmonious married life. That's why hindi pwedeng di ba nakikita natin yung some people who has, who are PWD with disability, kapag hindi pareho yung kanila, very difficult situation. The same is true. We couldn't only see, but in our nation, in the world, this is the situation of families. The family is, the shape is, that's why it's malfunctioning. It's not working well because it is crippled. It's not healthy, the husband and wife relationship. That's why really, Father said, husband and wife, they are really like the pillar of the family. Sila yung haligi. Can you imagine if pag nagka-problema yung haligi, kapag inanay na, babagsak yan, guguho yung buong bahay, di ba? It will, collapse. If husband and wife is not strong, this pillar is not strong in the family, it will collapse. The family will collapse. This is what's happening now. That's why through parents' education and teaching, understanding this, we have to stand the center of families. We really need to show how families should live. And then that's why through HTM, through Heavenly Tribal Messiah, we are spreading this kind of news, this truth. And then we have to influence other people. Kaya nga, we as the central families, how important our role is. That's why we have to really make this really intact husband and wife relationship. We have to really love our spouse more than anyone. Aju. So a woman's body is built with marriage as its normal life state. Many women think it is okay not to marry if they do not want to. Yet, if a woman does not marry, her physical body will not be able to function as a woman, and she will eventually get sick. A woman's body is built with marriage as its normal life state. For a woman to live a single life and never marry a man is not normal. And to think that it is all right not to marry is not normal thinking. So, That's why when we look at our body, especially woman's body, Father said here, a woman's body is built with marriage as its normal life state. Sabi ni Father, if a woman does not marry, her physical body will not be able to function as a woman, and she will eventually get sick. So for a woman to live a single life and never marry a man is not normal. And most importantly, sabi ni Father, to think that it is all right not to marry is not normal thinking. Problema sa pag-iisip. Unang-una, yung mga tao na nag-iisip na okay lang hindi mag-asawa. Problema sa pag-iisip. Yun ang unang-una. No? So that's why Father said our physical body were created. Especially woman, Father saying here, eventually they will get sick if they will not get married. Kaya nga actually we could see this many already medical situations that proven. Yung iba na nagkakaroon ng yung mga single woman na nagkakaroon ng parang symptoms now, breast cancer. Ang ibang advice ng doctor's advice is for them to get married. Right? For them to get married. We have some situations like that. And then, when they get married, it was healed. It was healed. That's why many people actually, because physical body of woman are designed to get married, to have a spouse, to enter in that relationship. That's why it's really, really important. What kind of school? That's why we have to strengthen them more in our school then sa IPLC about the education. Siguro later magkaroon talaga tayo ng subject about dito or isang course talaga about this. This is what Father is saying. Schools need to teach about this. So in our IPLC, we have Sonwa, other schools in other country, in all over the world. I think this is really, really important. Even for our young members, our brothers and sisters, more focus. That's why, whenever I'm listening from Dr. Kito's lectures about this, really, really inspiring, and really, it's really very good for our young people, especially preparing also to be involved in this next level of life. Very important. Now we are engaged in our government now, educating our young people. I think later on, next step also is to insert this one, education about building ideal family, because building family is building a nation. So later on, how to really teach our young people so that they will going to prepare also well to build ideal families. This is really important, most important for the young people, so that they can really prepare well, keep their purity, and really prepare to meet their eternal spouse. And then they can consummate and experience heavenly parents' love through marriage, through family. This is really, really amazing and really most important, I really think. So today, true parents have shared to us, not only for outside people, but even for us, Blessed Central families, there are a lot of difficulties. We know that because this stage of our life, actually, this is where we are being, we are in the stage of really perfecting ourselves through our spouse. That's why it's not easy. All your lapses or your limitations will come out, and then it will be your spouse that will help you look who you are. Kaya nga, to perfect ourselves without getting married, without, the blessing, hindi talaga natin mapaperfect ang sarili natin. Kahit umabot ka na ng 30, 40, you are frontline, tatagal ka na nagpa-fundraising, nagwi-witnessing, ginawa mo na lahat, hindi ka nag-asawa, wala pa rin yang, hindi mo pa rin ma-perfect ang sarili mo. Kaya nga ngayon, we are encouraging our young brothers and sisters to be matched at the younger age, start their families. Kasi already we are in different era. Before, especially when your spouse is Japanese, you cannot start family before when you will not reach the age of 30. Kaya nga ngayon, that's why before, some of our Blessed Central families, only one child, because they started also late, not only the Japanese Filipino, many. Because that time is still they are laying a lot of foundations, paying a lot of indemnity. But in our era now, we are really so fortunate. We are very grateful to our elders, our leaders, right? Ngayon, we are now living in this time, but still many brothers and sisters. Yung iba, hindi pa rin nagpa-process ng matching nila, ng blessing nila. I don't know what their understanding is still not that deep. So we have to really help them. I'm really grateful to Ate Dulce and our entire BFD team in the Philippines. They are really doing their best, continuously educating. So I feel if we can really create this wonderful culture in our movement, really, we can really spread this. kapag ang mga kana excited na sila for the matching and for the blessing and really building good families, ultimately we can change this nation, we can change this world. Aju, that's why today's topic is really, really important. Really, let's really thank our heavenly parents and true parents for this amazing education that every day they are sharing to us. So once again, thank you so much to all our beloved Blessed Central families, all our leaders and brothers and sisters. Have a blessed day today. 감사합니다.
Yes, thank you very much to our beloved national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Tijalo, for that very inspiring internal guidance as well as a reminder for all of us. Again, thank you very much, sir. Yeah, so truly, marriage makes man and woman complete, especially if it is really centered on heavenly parent and true parents. So for that, for those blessed families, for those young members or just still a candidate, let us all, if you have your spouse with you or beside you, maybe you could say these words to your spouse. And for those candidates or those young members who have their spouse who are far from them, I was born for you, I will live for you, I will die for you, and of course, I will always love you. So those words are words that we need in our daily lives for us to continuously um, um, trigger that kind of love, the true love that our true parents given to us. So maybe you could also hug your wife or your husband if they are with you. For this morning devotion, maybe we could truly receive that love from our heavenly parent and true parents. So again, thank you very much for that internal guidance. Yes. So now let's move on to our reflections. So first, to reflect, let us all welcome our sister. Yes, one of our young members here in the Bicol region. She's one of our YSP officer, the General Secretary. Let us all welcome with a virtual applause, Miss Julina Mabusao.
Good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents. Good morning to our national leader, and to all other leaders, our elders, blessed families, second generations, brothers and sisters. Good morning. And thank you so much for this kind of ineffable teaching entitled Marriage Makes a Man and Woman Complete. So when I woke up yesterday after I prayed and I checked my phone for the time, and suddenly the notification from my son Yung quotes appears, and I screenshot it yesterday and I take it note now. It says that as husband and wife, be sincere enough to complete each other in heart and faith. Then you will overcome any imbalance. So, tapos ngayon, ang title ng teaching is Marriage Makes a Man and Woman Complete. So, I think this is a sign. Sure. Ano, sometimes I think that, yes, I should become independent. I should not rely myself to others. But now I learned that you should think that you are not born for your own sake. So we are born for our partner, and that's the time that we can forget and we can give and we can really experience the true love. That's why our teaching also today tells that we should continue ourselves to improve. We should become mature so that at the time will come and blessing comes, we can be a perfect partner to our spouse. And suddenly it comes to my mind that I think when you become mature, it is sometimes sobrang lungkot kasi kapag naging mature ka, parang sobrang dami ng ng mga sobrang dami ng iisipin, 'di ba? Yung mind mo is bombarded of many things talaga na sobrang dami ng responsibilities. But then yesterday, our national leader teach us from the words of our true parents our individual responsibility that we should fulfill it, and if we have that faith, we can really keep on determined because the problems is totally ourselves. The problem is totally myself and not other people. And I learned also from the past teachings that if we have that kind of responsibility, if we fulfill our responsibility, that's the time that we can fulfill our freedom. And I was also be inspired with this line that how wonderful it should be if we could complement our weakness through our counterpart. And siguro sobrang saya lang kapag, di ba, yung spouse mo sasabihan ka na, palalakasin kita sa oras na mahina ka, itatama ko kung may pagkakamali ka, kapag ikaw at ako ay nagsama, doon natin matatagpuan ang totoong pagmamahal at saya. So, I am as a young member and not applying as of now, hindi pa nag-a-apply for for matching, for blessing. So I think this is a preparation, and this guidance is an inspiration for me to become mature pa and improve myself so that maging ready sa kung ano man yung yung magiging mangyayari bukas, pagkatapos ng bukas, and sa paglipas ng mga panahon, kasi doon naman talaga tayo papatungo lahat wherein we are going to fulfill the three great blessings, we are going to fulfill our responsibility, and ano man yung yung state natin, our NL said from the teachings that even if we are ugly or beautiful, every woman exists for the sake of a man. So it doesn't matter kung ano man talaga yung physical appearance natin, kasi from the starting point, we really belongs to a man, and for our partner na talagang masasabi natin na hindi man siya perfect, but then tutulungan natin ang sarili natin para maging perfect ang bawat isa. So kasi 'di ba, kapag naging complete yung man and woman, dun talaga natin makikita na united talaga, na walang nag-iisa or hindi sinosolo ng isa. Kasi I know, nabasa ko kanina sa mga sa mga chat box, yung kapag mayroong broken family, and sobra talagang nakakaapekto sa sa mga children. And me also, hindi naman ako galing sa isang broken family, but then I was young. I was just 5 years old when my father died, and I really see and I witness how kung paano nahirapan yung mama ko na na palakihin kami. We are 3 kids, and I am the eldest, and doon mo talaga makikita na sobrang kulang kung wala talagang man sa family na magi-stand as the partner of my mother sa pagpapalaki sa amin. So no, this teaching is talaga is really a great inspiration that we should become become a person na may embody talaga natin yung mga teachings, and because of this will become determined enough to focus on our goals in life and objectives, and march forward for the betterment not only of ourselves, not only for our family, but also for others, especially for our future spouse. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much, Julina Mapusao, for that really a reflection for today's morning devotion. So she said she will be applying, but first she will be attending the 21-day seminar, maybe for matching. So thank you very much for that reflection. So now let's have the second reflector for today's morning devotion. Let us all welcome none other than Raniel Damiano. Let's welcome him with our virtual applause, please.
Good morning, our Heavenly Parents and True Parents, and good morning to our leaders, brothers and sisters, to those who are attending in the Zoom. Good morning po. So actually, when I'm listening to this message, I realize a lot of things, like how to embrace every bad side and good side of my partner, especially our culture and tradition are really opposite, and also our attitude is really opposite as well. So in order for me to become a complete, I need to embrace her and love her, centering on heavenly parents and true parents. So actually, hindi naman talaga magiging perfect tayo kung hindi tayo gagawa ng ng responsibility natin as a couple, or as a hindi porket blessed family na tayo or blessed couple or may family na nga tayo nag-start na, pero hindi man tayo magiging complete kung hindi natin i-take yung responsibility natin is as a member. So ayun. So yung nag-reflect din kanina si Julina na hindi sila sa family nila. Ako hindi naman din ako broken family, pero makikita ko na once na na hindi talaga united yung family or yung mother father, hindi talaga, parang apektado talaga yung children kasi yung mga anak is dun kumukuha ng lakas dun sa parent, 'di ba? So once na hindi maayos yung parent, talagang apektado yung children. Kaya itong lecture na to or yung message na to is really important, na hindi lang sa atin kundi i-share natin sa ating mga magulang, sa mga kapatid, para ma-realize din nila kung gaano ka-importante yung pag-aasawa and yung family, ganun. Kasi as of now, kasi mga kabataan, 'di ba, na nasa outside world, I mean, yung hindi member lang talaga sila, nag-aasawa sila na bata pa or wala pa talaga silang enough education para how to say. Basta yun na yun. Kailangan talaga nating magawa ng effort para i-educate yung mga tao sa labas na ma-realize na hindi ganun kadali yung buhay, lalo na pag meron kasi naapektuhan yung mga anak nila once na nagkaanak sila ng maaga. Kaya ayun. So as a blessed couple, kailangan ko talagang gawin yung part ko, although there's a lot of overcoming challenges, pero we need to become strong para sa kanila, hindi lang, and para din maging ideal family, kailangan talagang mag build ng good foundation, yun. And nakarelate din kasi ako sa mga sa sinabi kanina ni Sir LA na yung kasi nahiya ako. Siya na yun. Thank you so much po.
Yes, thank you so much, Brother Ron. By the way, Brother Ron was blessed to a sister po. So, yan. So, siguro nahiya po siya i-share kung ano yung mga naging challenges nila together with her or with his spouse. Okay, so again, thank you very much to our reflectors. And now, let's have another one reflector coming from the National Leadership Training Program Philippines, none other than the director of this organization. Let us all welcome with a virtual applause, Mr. Francis Nolasco.
Hello po, good morning po. Good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents, to all the leaders, especially to our national leader who give the guidance again today, and to all the brothers and sisters, good morning. Just this time po, I want to give my reflection, just very so much inspired. I hear again that kind of guidance from our national leader about husband and wife. So this time po, I want to reflect about this hunduke. It's really true po that I realize also that a man and woman can really complete each other. That's why having a spouse is very important, because for me, to have my wife is really a blessing to God. And when I understood this and I realized this time in the hunduke and or the guidance of our national leader, I realized also that kind of a thing that very rampant today, especially even me within myself in my life. that I can see the reality that people or couple living together already, but they are not yet married. And even me, I was fruit of that. That my family is also uh, and experience that kind of problem now in the society. That's why to solve this, I realized that to understand that one how to solve, I need to receive blessing, and I need to really be responsible husband to my wife. That even this time, actually, just my wife recently depart. She go back in Albania last March 28, and we are very part to each other again. But she promised to me that when after she came back, that we could really have already our blessing from God to have our second generation. So that's why even me, I'm so excited, and I'm always report this one to my central figure now, to our national leader, that I'm very excited also to have my second gen. So through that, I can feel that God is really amazing, and to solve the problem, in to restore the problem in our family, in the society, in the nation. I realized that we should stand as true parents, uh, like uh, our true parents become proud to us to do this, to fulfill our responsibility. So also this time, through that, I also realized before, even before that, many people talking about married, but they are saying that till death do us part. And I realized, if kung tatagalugin until death do us part, ang magpapahiwalay lang daw sa mag-asawa ay ang kamatayan. But when I understand divine principle, I think that one is not true, because married is for eternal. So that's why I realize also many young people this time, they are talking about married, like according to our national leader said, that they are preparing so much. But I want also to share this one. Me and my wife, we have our wedding just only, how about, we have just only 10,000 peso, and we marry, we have our wedding, and very best wedding for me, because through that, it's not all about the money itself. It's not all about how much we spend, but it's all about the love, true love from heavenly parents, that we bind together and we promise to each other that we will be eternal husband and wife forever, even there in the spirit world. So that's why through this, I'm very inspired also to witness my family, my siblings, that we could really unite together, and we could really become a role model to our lineage, or our family, biological family, to establish ideal family. And this time I'm happy that the brother next to me also was much an Albanian sister. So I think this is also very important, that we need to stand together, and even our siblings, the youngest, should be much, and should receive blessing. So through us, if we will be much and receive blessing together with my siblings, I think we could really, no matter what difficulties and challenges in restoration, I think we could really reach the goal to restore all my family, and we could really inspire other young members, young brothers and sisters. So this time here in NLTP, so we inspire our brothers and sisters to really be much and to receive blessing to true parents. So thank you so much for everything, for all the brothers and sisters who has really inspired to be much and to receive blessing. Thank you so much to our national leader this time, also giving that kind of inspiration again. God bless to all, and have a success, no Paul. Aju. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Sir Francis, for that live well experience, right? So a lesson learned from experiences that truly could inspire our younger brothers and sisters. So let us not all be crippled, and let's apply for matching and get blessed, centering on our true parents. All right, so much for that. Let us all receive again, thank you very much for all our reflectors, by the way. Yes, thank you very much. So right now, we will be receiving our final guidance for our morning devotion. And again, let us all welcome our national leader, none other than the Reverend Leo Angelo Tijalo.
Thank you very much once again, our sister Jan. Thank you to all who have given their very inspiring reflections. Yeah, it's really very good to our feeling, to the heart. You know, when we talk about family, really family is the core center of love. All the love is in the family. This is really the school where people can be able to nurture Kaya pag pinag-uusapan po pamilya, it's really inspiring. Kaya nga po, if we can create this kind of culture na yun po, even in our own community, mga brothers and sisters po natin, they will be excited na when they look at the families, tayo po mga elders nila, makita nila this kind of relationship, very beautiful and wonderful families. I believe lahat na po ng mga young brothers and sisters natin, it will be natural for them to join the matching, to join the blessing. Ngayon, tayo pa yung minsan pinipilit pa natin yung iba, magpa-match ka na, because we couldn't create that kind of culture yet. But once we create that culture, it will be natural for our young brothers and sisters. Anyone who come to our movement, immediately when they come and they could see and they could feel this kind of practice and culture in our community, it will be natural for young people. Kaya nga po, we are really taking big responsibility. That's why if we really do our best, unite and work together with our beloved True Mother now. Ngayon si True Mother, kaya nga po first time po na nangyari yung HJ Youth Blessing Festival. This is the main purpose of this. True Mother wants to create, kaya ngayon mga 13 years old pa lang, nag-pledge na sila, nag-promise na sila kay True Mother. True Mother wants to really build this culture in the world. Kasi ang culture po natin really satanic still. The world in all social media, napapanood sa TV, nakikita sa internet. Kung mapalitan po natin ito, kaya nga po ngayon, let's take advantage with also the social media. We have to change these, things that people are looking at. Kailangan, we have to be very proud as Blessed Central families. Our relationship as husband and wife, our relationship as parents and children. We have to tell the world how beautiful to really become blessed family. This is the only way to mapalitan natin itong culture na kumakalat. Through Satan is continuously using all these things. Kaya po tayo ngayon, we have to really let the world know how beautiful this culture, right? Being matched, being blessed by true parents. And then, yung iba, three generations na po sila. So ngayon, we can see, dapat po sa Facebook natin, we have to really let all the people know. Starting from here, one day, everything will be changed. Everything will be changed as long as True Mother is here with us. Kaya po nagsimula na si True Mother with this HJ Youth Blessing Festival. And then ngayon din pong April 4, I would like to invite everybody. April 4, ang goal natin in the Philippines, of course, we have always goal. But actually, this is amazing festival itong ngayong April 4. Heavenly Parents Holy Community. Kahit mga first time po, we have to invite them. Even they don't have any knowledge to our movement. This festival really, True Mother is opening all the doors for all people to come in Heavenly Parents Holy Community. This will be a best way to witness. So we can use this. So ngayon po, we have to invite all our relatives, brothers and sisters, even those who were in mga inactive po na members natin, those who are in another side, iba't ibang groups, we have to invite them now so they will going to see how amazing now the providence is. So magbibigay po ng testimony doon, mga high-level, mga dignitaries, they will be giving testimonies. Really, and then cultural performances, little angels will going to perform. So it will be shown sa Sunday po yon. So let's really invite as many as we can. So let's really celebrate together and really with this heavenly culture of Hyojong culture that True Mother is building. So later on, our young generations, they will not be deceived anymore. Wala na yung mawawala ng landas. Once we create this culture, everybody can just go to this path smoothly. And then they can build really good and ideal families one day. For sure, we can change this nation and we can change the world with this heavenly culture that true parents have brought to this earth. Aju. So once again, heavenly parents, have blessings be upon your families and all brothers and sisters. Thank you once again. Have a great day today. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much again, Sir LA, for that final guidance that we all received for today's morning devotion. So truly, let us always experience God's love through the blessing and through the true love that we receive from our Heavenly Parent and true parents every day. Okay, so for that, let us all give a hand to God and true parents. Yes, for this blessed life, for this blessed day, and another month for us to experience their love. So for the closing prayer, let me invite and help me and welcome our brother, Mr. Ninoy Avila.
Morning, everyone. Let's gather our hearts in prayer. Good morning, our beloved Heavenly Parent, and our victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Heavenly Parent and true parents, we thank you so much for the sacred morning that we could feel your Holy Spirit. Thank you so much for your great love and amazing blessings that we receive every day. Thank you so much, Heavenly Parents and true parents, for making us full again with this spiritual food this morning. As one family, as one nation, we are here all together before you. We would like to attend you, and we all want to give everything back to you, Heavenly Parent and true parents. We wish that all the inter Filipinos and all the people around the world are attending this online morning devotion. We know that this saddens your heart. We are deeply repentful, Heavenly Parent and true parents, for all our shortcomings and limitations. We are very sorry, Heavenly Parent and true parents, that for thousands of years we are still in pain and in deep lamentation up until now, seeing your children still suffering and continuously committing sins. Heavenly parents and true parents, we know that our work is not easy, but no matter what, we need to complete the providence and reveal the truth to the world. As we receive this very precious guidance this morning, may all of us be more matured and do better as a man and woman, as blessed families, as husbands and wives, and to multiply these great blessings to build more ideal families in this world. We cannot miss this time, this golden age with our beloved true mother. Heavenly parents and true parents, we pray that you will continuously raise us up to be truly filial in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters of yours. We pray for our brothers and sisters who are sick, for their healing, revival for those who left us, and reunification for those who are distant to us. Heavenly parents and true parents, thank you so much for this beautiful morning. Thank you so much for our beloved leaders who are faithfully guiding us to be one with you all the time. We love you so much, Heavenly parents and true parents. For this new month of April, we wish to do our best. We will do our best, Heavenly parents and true parents, with absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. And all of this, we'd like to pray and report to you in true parents' name. Aju.
Jew. Let us all offer our individual prayer. Aju. Yes, thank you very much, everyone. Let's offer our more closing greetings. Good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents. Good morning, leaders, elders, brothers, and sisters for all our blessed family and our national and local. Yes, good morning, Paul. Let's all have a blessed day, a blessed month as well. Yes, thank you so much to all our leaders, especially to Sir L.A., Dr. and Mrs. Kito, Sir Julius, and all our leaders as well. Thank you very much, guys, brothers and sisters, for attending our morning devotion. To all our centers, yes, all around the world. Yes, thank you